A pup named Scooby Doo takes a look at younger versions of the Scooby Doo gang, lasting 4 seasons and 27 episodes. The Scooby Doo franchise turns up the comedy in this series, which also sees, in my opinion, the best versions of characters like Velma and Freddy. Now in this video I'm going to be picking my top 5 favorite episodes from this Hanna-Barbera produced classic that just happens to be my favorite Scooby Doo series of all time. So let's get this thing started. Shaggy and Scooby show up to Coolsville's first ever annual comic book convention, with Shaggy's life savings to buy the very first issue of a Commander Cool comic book.
Like the very first issue of Commander Cool Comics, and there are only 3 left in the whole world.
Each episode, of course, has a similar setup with hilarity along the way. First, we have the villain, which on this episode is Dr. Croaker, a villain that's right out of the Commander Cool comic books. Dr. Croaker's after Shaggy's first issue of Commander Cool, and will stop at nothing until he has it. Next, we have Freddy, who's usually my least favorite of the Scooby-Doo characters, but man, is he great in this series. The Scooby-Doo detective agency leader is horrible at piecing mysteries together. He believes every conspiracy the National Exaggerator prints and always blames Red Herring for everything.
Come on, Red! Take off that fakey-looking disguise! Oh, well, I could be wrong!
This takes a somewhat dull character in my opinion and makes him laugh out loud funny. Which leads me to Daphne, who never seems to miss a beat when it comes to Freddy.
Wow, imagine what it must be like to be in orbit.
You should know, Freddy.
And then we have Velma, which, come on, this is by far the coolest version of Velma. I would even consider her the real leader as she solves every mystery on every episode. And when we hear her say the word Jinkies, we know she has found a clue and is one step closer to solving the case. Oh, and what's a Scooby-Doo show without a chase on every episode? And these are the best. I just can't help but to get up and dance on these chase scenes. Commander Cool is something Shaggy brings up a lot throughout the show. They even have an episode later on in the series called The Return of Commander Cool, which is a great episode, by the way. Growing up a pretty big comic book guy, I love these type of episodes, and having Shaggy do a Bogart impression is like the cherry on top.
Like you must be mistaking us for somebody else, sweetheart.
Ew, don't you two know that the Bogart look is out this season?
This Pub Named Scooby Doo Top 5 episode video will continue after this short break.
I know what you're thinking. Any game will ride.
One token!
You got that right.
Anyone hungry?
No problem. Chuck E. Cheese's, where your wish is my command.
And now, back to the video. Ghost Who's Coming to Dinner is a special episode. Why, you might ask? Well, it's a Halloween episode, that's why. We have Fred as a spaceman, Shaggy and Scooby are doing their Commander Cool thing, Daphne is a witch, and Velma is a computer. And look how adorable she is. Being a Halloween episode is not the only cool thing about this episode, as the gang goes to a real haunted house that actually has a real ghost. But don't worry, he's a friendly ghost. Well, that would have been cool, but that's not the friendly ghost I was talking about. This friendly ghost lives with an older married couple who don't mind sharing their home with their friendly ghost. Well, that is until they think he's turned bad and orders them to leave their home. The Johnson couple wants the gang to just leave it alone, but when they meet the nice ghost, Mr. Boo...
Ghost? Where?
He wants to hire them to clear his name of being the bad ghost trying to scare this nice couple off of their property.
Boo, you land lubbers! Boo!
So whether they like it or not, this is a case for the Scooby Doo Detective Agency, which means Freddy will be blaming the wrong people for doing the bad deed with over 89 suspects.
Suspect number 89, my third grade English teacher.
Oh.
Daphne won't be missing a beat.
Oh, please, everybody. There are no such things as ghosts.
Hilarious fun chase scenes will be throughout the episode. And Jinkies! Velma will be piecing the clues together to solve this case.
Jinkies, a visible, free-floating, full-torso ectoplasmic manifestation.
Scooby Doo is a show I can watch anytime, any day, and Halloween time is no exception. So it's nice to have a classic Halloween episode from an amazing animated series like a pup named Scooby Doo. I also love me some Mr. Boo. Watching him with the gang on this episode just makes me happy. I can't help but to sit there looking like an idiot, smiling ear to ear.
You think a pup named Scooby Doo?
Freddy's obsession with red herring is getting a little out of control.
I know he did it. I don't know what he did, but I know he did it.
But Daphne has a plan. If Fred can go the entire day without blaming red herring for anything, maybe his obsession will go away, or at least cool down a bit. Fred agrees to try it out and feels this will be no sweat at all.
How long do I have left now, Scooby?
Now, let's get to the case. The gang is hired by none other than Red Herring's aunt.
Huh?
Yep, that's right. Red Herring's aunt wants to hire the gang to find her missing bike. How could someone steal this nice old lady's bike? And the day before her birthday, too? It just makes me want to cry. Well, not really. I just like to play into what's happening and feel the emotions of the characters.
Oh yeah! Ready, set, go!
This villain is so scary he will have you have two heads pop out of your head and have your hair come clean off your scalp. No, I'm serious. If you don't believe me, just check it out.
Let's get out of here!
Jinkies, it couldn't be.
Will Daphne let up on Freddy a little bit in this episode? Hell no.
Is there anything else you'd like to blame on Red, Sherlock?
Not yet, but I'll think of something.
Night of the Boogie Biker is to me the funniest episode in the series. Watching Freddy trying to control his impulses of blaming Red for everything sends me to the ground rolling in laughter.
Didn't you? Didn't you?
And what's great is Red Herring is actually the villain in this episode, which means Daphne has robbed Fred from his glory of finally pinning Red as the guilty party.
It's Red. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
How could she do this to Freddy? How dare that bleepity bleep bleep? I mean, he was right for the first time ever. And who knows when he will have the opportunity again, considering the only other time Red was the villain was their very first case. It probably will be years until he can have this glory. But that's not gonna stop him. Oh no, Freddy will not rest until that day.
I know! It has to be Red Herring! He's the only one who... Red Herring. Why, thanks!
And now it's time for... Did you know? Did you know that in A Pup Named Scooby Doo we get to see Scooby Doo's parents? That's right. And although we do see them a few times throughout the franchise, this is by far the best glimpse into Scooby's parents and childhood. We also get to see Uncle Horton Doo in the episode Where Do on Doo Manor, which leads me to the next episode on the list. Scooby Doo's great Uncle Nasty Doo got turned into a were-do by a great sorcerer, and the curse that has been put upon him will be passed down to the first son of every 7th generation, upon setting paw in the manor during a full moon, which happens to be Scooby.
Jinkies, that's you, Scooby.
The villain in this episode is none other than the ghost of Scooby's cursed relative, Nasty Doo. Or so it seems.
I have made an amazing discovery. When one digs through the 2nd floor, one falls to the 1st floor.
Professor Digme is doing research on the Doo family. He not only seems suspicious right away, but he also seems to really want the Doos to leave Doo Manor.
If Scooby and every other Doo abandons Doo Manor and never comes back, that would end the curse.
Well, I like scary things. Bats.
Uncle Horton is, of course, Scooby-Doo's uncle, who works in a spooky lab and loves scary things. Shaggy takes this as he must be the guilty party, but I just think, man, I love this character.
Isn't that nice?
Why do you hate the Doos?
The Doos are responsible for all my troubles.
Her last name is Squatter. Anyways, Gilda would be the most obvious choice as she holds a grudge that has led her to be obsessed with the Doos. I mean, just look at this room. It seems she didn't want to be thrown out by the dogs, and Freddy doesn't blame her.
Protesting against the Doo family.
The Where-Do at Doo Manor has some of the coolest things happening. I'll start with the gang getting spooked. Now, in every episode, they come up with really cool ways the gang will react to getting spooked. And the one on this episode is awesome. As the Where-Do jumps out behind the bookcase, the gang's necks split open, their heads tilt back as their eyes pop out of the hole in their neck on a spring.
Say goodbye, Scooby Doo.
And now the chase scene, which starts off with the Doo family rocking out the music for the chase, which is awesome, but what's really awesome is when the chase appears on the TV screen and they show the gang eating popcorn and laughing, watching their chase with the Where-Do with, well, the Where-Do. And last but not least, Freddy receives an award from Red Herring.
This is the 10,000th time you've accused me of doing something I didn't do. Here's a plaque to commemorate the event.
This is classic. Freddy is so proud of his Being a Doofus awards, and he should be. This show has me saying things I thought I'd never say, like, I love me some Fred.
Boy, this'll look great next to my Doofus of the Year award.
And now for a very important message. Finding the right dog food for your dog is very important, but once you do so, you will have a happy, healthy companion. So remember, people, feed the dog. And don't forget the snack.
Stay. Good boy.
This episode starts exactly how I like my mysteries to start, with a gray, rainy day. Anyways, Scooby-Doo's feeling playful, but everyone else wants to do their own rainy indoor thing.
I guess nobody has time for a puppy.
How dare them? I bet they'll regret it later, especially since there's a terrifying lady stalking Scooby, and as scary as that sounds, what's really scary is what she wants with Scooby.
Oh, I want that head.
The gang quickly realizes they should have made time for Scooby-Doo, but it's too late as the pup has already run away. So the search for Scooby-Doo begins, and considering the fact that Velma's computer is out of commission, this won't be easy. Of course, the episode is filled with
Jinkies, that one.
And Daphne will of course be annoyed by Fred's crazy conspiracies.
Freddy, would you settle down? I think poor Shaggy's heard enough.
And what's a pup named Scooby-Doo episode without a classic chase scene? And Fred is of course being Fred.
Then she must be Red Herring.
Doggone Scooby has everything that makes a classic pup named Scooby Doo episode great, but it also has things that are just kind of different or really cool. First off, the gang doesn't start their investigation to identify the true identity of a villain like they usually do. This time it's to find Scooby Doo. And it's not the usual villain thing of taking off the mask to identify the true bad guy. Nope. This mysterious lady is actually just a misunderstood artist who just happens to look creepy.
You see, she's not really what she appears to be. Actually, she's Paula Picasso, the famous artist.
It also has some really cool flashbacks, like seeing Scooby-Doo have his very first Scooby snack.
Your snack, sir.
Thanks.
And probably my favorite scene in the entire episode is a flashback to their very first case when the gang was like Rugrats age, and Red Herring was the actual villain behind the mask.
I knew the monster was Red Herring.
And believe me when I say Fred has never forgotten this fact.
You've got that right.
Well, that's it. My top 5 favorite pup named Scooby-Doo episodes. Yours may differ, and that's totally awesome. Everyone's favorite should be what they connected to or enjoyed the most. There is no right or wrong answers. This was a very inventive show in a time where it was like, what else could they do with the franchise? I mean, they had the classic series, the Scooby-Doo movies, and specials, the Scrappy and Scooby series, and the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. I mean, they had been consistently doing things with the franchise for a very long time up to that point. But like I said before, a pup named Scooby-Doo is my favorite Scooby-Doo thing ever. It's ingenious and absolutely hilarious.
Gee, I guess we can't call it the Freddie Jones Detective Agency now.